静夜思，李白。床前明月光，
疑是地上霜。举头望明月，低头思故乡。
What is it that makes the moon a timeless muse in poetry? How does it inspire poets to weave threads of emotions into a tapestry of words? Today we delve into the depths of one such masterpiece, Quiet Night Thoughts by Li Bai, a renowned poet from the Tang Dynasty in China. The poem opens with the line, "In front of my bed, the moonlight is very bright." This first line sets up a serene and peaceful scene. It's as if we're stepping into a quiet room, bathed in the soft glow of moonlight. The poet Li Bai uses the moonlight as a symbol of solitude, a companion in his loneliness. The second line follows, "I suspect it's frost on the ground." Here, Li Bai introduces an element of doubt, a sharp contrast to the tranquility of the first line. The moonlight is so bright that he mistakes it for frost on the ground. This line adds a layer of complexity to the poem, hinting at a sense of disorientation or confusion. Moving on to the third line, "I raise my head and gaze at the bright moon." This line signifies a shift in the poet's focus. From the earthly concerns symbolized by the frost, Li Bai now turns his gaze towards the heavens. This could be interpreted as a longing for something beyond the mundane, a yearning for the divine or the sublime. The final line reads, "I lower my head and start to miss home." In this line, Li Bai brings his gaze back down, returning to his solitude. The sight of the moon triggers a wave of homesickness. The moon, a universal symbol, becomes a personal reminder of home and the longing for it. Throughout the poem, Li Bai uses simple yet powerful imagery to convey a complex range of emotions, from tranquility and confusion to longing and homesickness. He uses the moon as a mirror, reflecting his inner turmoil and longing for home. Let's take a journey back in time. To fully appreciate Li Bai's poetry, it's important to understand the context in which he wrote. Picture ancient China, specifically the Tang Dynasty, a period often referred to as the Golden Age of Chinese poetry. This era was marked by a cultural and artistic flourishing, with poetry being a highly revered art form. Li Bai was a revered figure in this cultural landscape, his works a testament to the richness of the time. His poetry, with its evocative imagery and profound emotions, reflects the vibrancy of this era. Li Bai was a product of this vibrant era, and his poetry mirrors the richness of his time. Li Bai, also known as Li Po, was one of the most celebrated poets of the Tang Dynasty. Born into a wealthy family, he chose a life of wandering over a career in the imperial bureaucracy. This nomadic lifestyle heavily influenced his poetry, introducing elements of nature, solitude, and the transient beauty of life into his works. Known as the banished immortal, Li Bai was famous for his drinking and his free spirit, which often found expression in his verses. His poetry, like Quiet Night Thoughts, often reflects his experiences and emotions as a wanderer, embodying the essence of his life and the vibrancy of the Tang Dynasty. Quiet Night Thoughts is a testament to Li Bai's mastery of imagery and emotion. It's a poem that resonates with anyone who has ever felt alone, or longed for a place or time that is out of reach. In summary, Li Bai's Quiet Night Thoughts is a poignant exploration of loneliness and longing. It uses the moon as a symbol to reflect the poet's emotions, creating a powerful and relatable piece of poetry. The poem begins with a tranquil scene, introduces a sense of disorientation, then shifts focus to a longing for the sublime, and finally, returns to a poignant sense of homesickness. This poem, like the moon it so beautifully describes, is a shining example of the power of poetry. It shows us how words can capture and convey the deepest human emotions, making us feel less alone in our experiences. And maybe, just maybe, the next time we gaze upon the moon, we'll see a little more than just a celestial body. We'll see a symbol of our shared humanity, a reminder of our collective longing for connection and belonging.